Hello everybody, this is Moto here once again with, you might be wondering why this is all fancy and blah 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 and we're on the title screen and whoa, we're never just on the title screen, that never happens. Well, that's because this is supposed to be, as you can see, there's actually, there's like a thumbnail for the world now, so it's super fancy and all this cool stuff like that, But yeah, if you're originally from my channel, you know that I haven't done a Minecraft video in a long time. And you also probably know, based on my last update video, which I'm actually very surprised at how much support that video got. Really surprised. I did not think that was gonna happen, considering that I was announcing that I was getting bored of my main series on the channel. But yeah, that went over a lot better than I thought it would, so thanks for that. But, this is not gonna be a finale just to 1.8 survival only. It's gonna be a finale to pretty much Minecraft as a whole era, as a whole, because I don't know when I'm gonna come back to it, but we still have loose ends to tie up, and we still have stuff we haven't done, and we still have the snapshots, so that's the reason why I'm coming back and doing this final episode, because I can't just leave it like that. Now, let's get to the main features of 1.9 so far. Now, there are command blocks and stuff, and it's pretty cool, actually. The command blocks are really, really, really cool, and they'd be really great for map making, which, I might actually continue on doing sometime, because I know that a lot of people are also waiting for that. But as for now, as you can see, we got this little fancy bar thing down there. You can set that to either be turned off or under your crosshair, but every single time you swing a sword, that happens. It's really just so that you don't spam click anymore, because it does like 1 billionth times the damage. That's not actually how low it does, but it does a lot less damage unless it's completely filled up. And I have no idea how to craft shields. Yeah, there are shields now. That's pretty ridiculous, dude, I know, right? Alright, so it's like this, and let me put the iron ingot right there, and let me put the red wool right here. Now this is a shield. I don't really know why it looks like this. I mean, I suppose it's to go along with the theme of rectangular stuff, but it seems kind of, I don't know, weird to have a shield like this. Now you can make it a banner, but I don't really have a banner, so I'm not gonna make that. I was gonna make banners sometime in the series, but I completely forgot to do that. So yeah, oh yeah, dual wielding too! I completely forgot about that for a second until it just sort of clicked in my brain. Now, yeah, that's a lot of new things to start off with. First of all, we actually have 2 arms now, so that's ridiculous. And second of all, there's an attack meter thing. And third of all, the bow actually has an animation in your thing, so that's pretty cool. But that's also, there are, oh yeah, blocking. That, I don't know what I think it makes you take like half the damage or 1/7 the damage, or, I know it blocks projectiles, so that's pretty cool. But, so if you take glowstone and you take a ton of arrows like this, you can actually craft them into spectral arrows, and it looks really cool. Now, you can put these in there, or you can just put them first in your inventory, and they take priority over each other. And the spectral arrows look pretty cool, if we could actually manage to see that. They have this yellow arrow tip. Now, I honestly think that infinity should be taken out of the game at this point, because there are specific arrows that do specific things, so it's really, really, really cheap now. There are potion-tipped arrows, but as far as I know, you still can't craft them in survival, so that's kind of lame, but, I hope the crafting eventually does something, because I have a whole potion thing done with it, man. And also, just to give a bit of a goodbye to the world, we're gonna take a mini world tour before I eventually send off at the end of the episode. And this, I'm not gonna put this up for world download, because obviously I'm not really gonna be doing anything in terms of building in the episode. As far as it goes, I'm probably just going to call the download that I had on episode 40 the finale download for the series, because it's basically exactly the same thing, man. I remember this thing. I remember that was like a year and a half ago. Oh my gosh. Buckle in your seatbelts that you for some reason have attached to your computer chair or your plane or your pants that something you're sitting on right now, just attach a seatbelt to it and make sure to put it on, because this is gonna be really, really weird. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to switch over to another world, because as most people know, the end doesn't regenerate. Now, when Dinnerbone said that he was gonna make the Ender Dragon, like, come back and do all this cool stuff and all this great things, I sort of imagined that he meant he was gonna make the end regenerate in a normal world, which would have been bad for the Enderman farm, but would have been great for actually doing this. But instead, I have to go into NBT Explorer and screw with a bunch of stuff to get the end to replicate itself again. So I'm gonna screw around with that, and I'll meet you back here when I'm in the newly generated end to fight the Ender Dragon for the final time. Alright, I'm really surprised that worked. So here we are in the new end. It's not really changed yet, but I promise you it will be changed. So let's go up here and meet our pal, the Ender Dragon, that I assume is going to be spawned in, or I really, really, really hope is. If she's not, which I actually am not sure, because the entity... Everything else, of course, is going to be regenerated because of what I fooled around with the MBT file, but I think I might actually have to spawn in the Ender Dragon myself, and it's looking that way. So, here are the new thingies, so yeah, I am going to have to summon the Ender Dragon myself. So yeah, there we go, there's that. Am I on hard? Okay, yes. Now, as far as the Ender Dragon's new behavior, I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, by the way, we're playing in 15W35B. So, as you may have heard before, a lot of people, including myself, oh my gosh, you are loud. Now, there may be some problems with this because the Ender Portal didn't exactly regenerate, but I seriously doubt that there are going to be any sort of major problems with this, but until we get that, I think that might actually be ambient / environment. So I'm gonna turn that down because that's like way too loud. Whoa, 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 wait, wait, wait. No way, wait. Whoa, 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 dude. Okay, so last time I did this, okay, that's not good. So are you telling me that I'm just gonna have to, like... Oh my gosh, you're so loud, dude. And the health bar. Oh yeah, you can't spam anymore. The health bar isn't showing up. I'm not exactly sure what's up with that, but... There seem to be a few graphical glitches with how this is going so far, but... I'm also not really certain as to why the Ender Dragon is just really sitting there. Oh, there he goes. So apparently he/she, I think it's probably she because it lays an egg, but whatever. She seems to be impervious to... Are you impervious to arrows now? Because that's going to be a huge problem if you are. Okay, good. Okay, it appears that as long as it's not doing this weird thing it's doing, it is not impervious to arrows, so... The major complaint the fight was getting before was that you could just hit the Ender Dragon even if it was just like sitting here. You could just literally spam arrows at it and it wouldn't make a difference, but apparently the spectral arrows don't affect the Ender Dragon, which is sad, so I can't show that as an awesome example, but... Are you kidding me? There we go. Man, that was all the arrows' fault. So... There are 4 caged things up here, and I completely forgot to bring anything with the semblance of something that the Ender Dragon can't break. I really should just be making ladders. Like I really, really should just be making ladders, but you know, who does that? Actually, let me make it out of endstone. That would probably be the smarter idea, so that the Ender Dragon can't destroy it every single time that he undoubtedly knocks me off of it. I keep saying he, and I know it's a she, but I keep saying he because I can't resist it. And... See, yeah, there are definitely some problems with this fight, but because that's not the climactic thing that I'm planning for the episode to rely on anymore, that doesn't really matter, hopefully. So the Ender Dragon can just sort of sit there and be derpy for a few minutes, and we're gonna go over here and do this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure something's bugging out pretty hard right now. So what does this do if I get hit by it? Oh, does damage. Never would have thought about that. Yes! Okay, the Ender Dragon is officially beaten. That was ridiculous. I had to, use my own expertise to take out the, Ender Crystals instead of letting you guys watch me do it, because, man, I was just so expert at doing that, you couldn't even watch. You couldn't even watch. So, there's supposed to be this thing called the Ender Gateway, but I don't actually know if it spawned. I don't actually think it did. That sort of sucks. But here is my copy of the world. This is what happens after you go into the... Oh my gosh, I have even less armor in this world. This is what happens after you go into the Ender Gateway thing. It is... the Ender Gateway is basically just an Ender portal that you can only throw an Ender Pearl into, and you go here. And I spent forever looking for this End City thing, because it's super, super rare. These are all chorus plants, you can just break them, and they drop chorus fruit, and it's pretty cool and all, but when you eat the chorus fruit, you sort of kind of teleport, and it's like this. It's like, boom. Boom, and there's a cooldown on it now, apparently, so that you can't spam it in PvP, so... pretty cool. I suppose you can take these things off the flowers and plant them again so you can have a farm. You also make this stuff, purpur, with it. I don't really know why it's called purpur, but it's called purpur, so deal with it. Now, there are these things called shulkers, and they're really feeling it. Aha! Aha! So funny, I just had to make that reference, I know. But there's these little purple block things that maybe if I could actually find one and show you, it would be a bit more interesting. There should be some up here. There are these little purple block things that have a face inside of them. Like that, they open up and then they have this thing. Now, when they hit you with it, they make you go up. And that is where the annoyingness starts. In this room, it's actually sort of good, though, because when they hit you, you start to levitate, and then it's like, whoa, dude, whoa, I'm gonna die, whoa, look at this, whoa. Whoa, I'm gonna die, whoa. And then you're like gnarly, and then they almost kill you. And they sort of manage to do so. And then you get up, and then you hide, and then you hide, and then you hide, and then you hide, and then you hide. And then you pretty much are dead. Unless you can get up here, unless you can get up here. I managed to avoid them. How did I do that? I don't know. I must be an expert. And eventually, I don't really know what happens to them, but if you can dodge them for long enough, then I think something of significance happens. Hit it with an... Okay, that's okay then. No, like seriously, dude, I swear it's somewhere. I don't know where it is. Are you kidding me? It's... There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Now, because I'm such an expert with Ender Pearls, I'm obviously going to get on this on the first try. So, yeah, right smack dab in the middle, look at that. I'm so great at this game. I don't know what this is now. It used to be a beacon block. Before it was a jack-o'-lantern, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all the end has to store. It's very different now. It's very... actually, you know, like a sky dimension instead of just a random island that everybody got when they said they wanted the sky dimension. So... that's pretty much a lot of what's been added in 1.9 so far. Doesn't seem like that much, but it's actually a ridiculous amount. And compared to what it was like when I first played this for the first time, it's actually really, really, really different and cool. So, yeah, let's go back to my unmodified version of this world and give it a little bit of a tour and a sort of send-off. So yeah, all that was very cool, actually. The Ender Dragon fight was hard, actually, unlike how it was, like, forever ago. I'm saying like a lot. It's a subliminal message. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Now, the time has finally come. And, yeah, it's been, what, a year and a half? When did I upload the first video of this, actually? This is the more... Holy crap, it has 88,000 views. July 17th, 2004. But this is basically just gonna be me saying a final goodbye to most of the stuff in this world. And I don't know when I'm going to be coming back. I don't know, or at least with Minecraft, I know when I'm going to be coming back with a few other things, because I do have a few playthroughs in mind that are coming out very soon. Not playthroughs themselves, but the games are, and I'm going to do a playthrough on the games. So, that update video, of course, as I said before, is going to come out sometime next week, and it's going to explain those. But enough about that already. Let's just go with the world. Now, this is what this area used to look like. Yeah, now it looks like this. We never did do this one room. You know, we left so many things unfinished in this world. I could have done a lot more than I actually did, but... You know, this thing right here, this took ages, but it looks actually really great. Looks way greater than I thought it would. I mean, really, this turned out way better than I thought it would. This bridge looks ugly as crap, though. I sort of want to change that, but it's done and over now. We can't really change that. My happy chicken farm, I think it called... Yeah, if you never saw this, this is what this actually looks like. It's not, of course, actually outside. It just is like that. But the happy Catterbridge chicken farm, of course, we never really stayed in the world that long after the Catterbridge chicken farm was constructed, so there's not much in there, but automatic chicken farm. Now, there's this. Also, a lot of the reason why I sort of am deciding to can this world now is because, as you can probably tell, my ideas changed a lot during when I played this world. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that makes me inclined to rip everything down and do it all over again, and of course that wouldn't be good to do. So instead I'm just sort of, you know, oh hey, skeleton's in here. Wow, I didn't even hey, we have a skeleton. Oh, it's Bob the Blob. Bob the Blob. I'm just getting a ton of mixed stuff. Yeah, that brings me back to the thing. The reason why he's called Bob the Blob is it's actually a reference to that YouTuber that I was talking about a long time ago, actually like last November or something. For my 1,000 subscriber special, I noted that most of my commentary style comes from this YouTuber called Quash. And this is what his channel looks like now. It has nothing on it. He deleted every single one of his videos, so I don't plan on doing that anytime ever, but, you know, things happen. It was his choice. But they're all gone now, so I only have 4 of them downloaded to my computer, so that basically means that I only have about 45 minutes of what inspired the entirety of this channel, so that's just great. But enough about that. What are these hearts? What do they mean? What do they do? Holy crap, that guy dropped a lot more armor than he should have. This, of course, is the slime farm. We used to have pressure plates down here that detected the slimes, if remember that. Now we just have this fancy slime tube thing. We do have a villager spawner down there, but that's not really that important to look at. And by villager spawner, I mean this thing. This thing, though, this mob farm, I love this thing. Especially this. I felt really, really smart when I made this, even though really it's not that hard to do. It's just sort of there. But this thing filled up early. I had to do that, and now there are 4 chests filled with arrows and stuff. That's really why I think Infinity should be taken out. Another reason, because you get chests filled with arrows you don't know what to do with. And yeah, this is I went in this room, but I didn't say what this was. This is my automatic potion thing. My biggest redstone project in the entire world. That's why I have a little open door thing behind here with all this stuff in it. Automatic potion brewer. And I accidentally pressed the activation button instead of something. So I suppose, hey, there's an example. Makes instant potions right here. Brewing some potions right there. So that feels pretty cool. It's one of the biggest things in the world I designed on my own. I didn't look up anything about it, so yeah, man, I'm just bragging away today, aren't I? That'll make me look good, right? So, yeah, there's my bedroom, there's this room. this isn't going to be as much of a world tour as obviously it is. It's just sort of meant to be a sentimental thing, going over what we've done as the world progressed. There, of course, is that weird ice pig head farm over there that I made as I was reading Lord of the Flies right before the Lord of the Flies part happened, which was very coincidental and actually quite creepy that I built a giant pig head on a stick the day before I got to that part. So, yeah, it was pretty weird, but yeah. And I think last but not least, we should go back to the original place in the world that we started at. Here we are. This is where this entire world started. Now, wow, voice crack. I have to say right now, there are a lot of things we didn't go to in this world, but that's because I did a world tour last episode, so that sort of serves as this. We skipped the Guardian Farm and the Pigman Farm and the Wither Skeleton Farm and a lot of the farms I have, but for the most part, everything big that I have some sort of attachment to has been done. But yeah, here's the original house. My spawn point is somewhere over in that direction, and I walked all the way over here. So, yeah. The first farm. Of course, my prototype of the house I have now is all the way over there, embedded in a mountain. And I ripped it up and moved it somewhere else, like the second after I built it. What was that, like episode 7? 41. 41 is the number we're at now. My old mine shaft was a branch mine. My enchantment table used to be out here. There were so many things that we could have done, but we didn't do them. Somehow, though, it still feels complete. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching the series as much as I enjoyed making it. Even if you just viewed this episode alone, or you didn't even view the whole thing, thanks for watching anyway. You've actually been a really big help, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm actually sort of regretting my decision to stop the series now because of how, you know, impactful it's been on the channel. But maybe one day I'll pick it back up again. So, I suppose, for the final time, I'm going to have to say, so bye. Okay, so this thing, I'm still recording right now because this just popped up, but I think it's like, it might be a thing that... Sarge? Is this like one of your pranks or something? I'm right. So Serge, you're saying that Sarge, I don't know what it is, put you in, so that's reassuring. I'm here to show you yourself. I've been watching. I'm sure you've seen me. I'm not sure. I can do so much more, and yet you decide to wither away. Now, can we bring to attention that it deleted itself from the chat? How is it even doing that? That was my real name. That was my real name. I never even put that on anything. I never, like, put that on the internet. Is this a joke? Allow me to show you the vision you lack? Is this guy insane? Holy crap, this sound is loud. So I'm gonna turn this down even more. This is my 1.7 world. This is the world that I had before this one. I was actually gonna start a YouTube series on this. I was gonna record it. Yeah, this is my 1.7.10 world. I don't know why he decided to take me to this one, because this isn't even... I mean, I lost all my items. I have them in a save somewhere, but I guess he just didn't feel like getting those back. Yeah, this was my first real world that had real, like, this was my first fancy house. It wasn't just a wooden house anymore, it was this, and this is the world I had right before this one. This was the fanciest that a potion room got, like this. My first beacons right here. This was when the game started changing. This was when I was actually I started to figure out how to do things, like, this is my mob farm and all that stuff, and man. And then I have these little islands out here, because this was going to be where my house originally was going to be, and it's not here anymore. And I put my snow. This, man, looking back, I thought I wasn't a noob back then, but, I mean, maybe, it looks to me like I still was. I mean, look at how unorganized all this stuff is. This is just all over the place. And there's a random farm right here. It's like, this was my attempt at not being a noob in 2014, 13? I don't know when this was. I think it was 2014. But yeah, I'm not really sure what he was trying to show me by bringing me back here. I don't actually even really know how that's possible. But hey, you know what? It's Minecraft. I don't even care. I don't even care. This was also the first world where I actually really installed shaders. This was the world I was playing on when I got my new computer. I remember that. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? This just has a sound slider. This is in 1.5.2. This. You see this? This was my first mob farm that I ever made. My actual one. Not one that relied on a spawner or one that relied on an actual thing of mobs. No, this was my first thing. Wow. I used to put my food in the first slot. That's really, really weird. Oh, man. Oh yeah, this was when the biome switched over, so I have like a swamp biome that's supposed to be swamp, but it's forest. Yeah, it's really weird, but I'm in a plains. This is supposed to be in extreme hills, but it sort of switched over. There's a bunch of water inside of that thing, and there's iron buckets, and it's weird and it's inconvenient, and this was my grand stash of diamonds, if I can remember where it was. A stack. I was proud of a stack, and then look at this. 40. A stack and 40. I thought I was the richest guy ever. This was my automatic potion farm. I'm not exactly sure why this water isn't going. I'm assuming there's a sign here, but it got displaced or something. But this was my automatic potion farm. Hoppers on top of these things. I forgot what they're even called. Brewing stands. And this was my automatic farm with a cow in it. Some of the stuff is getting unloaded. I'm assuming that's because it was in a weird position. But basically, there was a lever up here with redstone. And then it would do that. And I had to build this giant thing up here because the redstone was missing. Now, there were... Actually, I think it's because this was a 1.6 world, but it started in 1.5. There were horses right here, but they're gone, so it doesn't really matter. And I didn't even have an automatic kill system for this. I would just walk up to it and be like, boom, and then they'd die. And that was it. And this little switchy thingy right here, which I don't actually think this is gonna work, judging on how the dispensers over there and stuff aren't working. Oh, hey, it looks like it's actually working. And because it's night, it doesn't really work, but... Oh, hey, 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 hey! For the time, man, this thing was so cool. This thing was so cool. And this was my sad attempt at what was supposed to be a villager farm before I just abruptly quit the world, so... There's that. Yeah, this was really my... This world was my transition between noob to doing things the way that I thought that they had to be done, and not just experimenting anymore. And that might be my biggest mistake. Well, this looks different. 1.4.7 now. This is before smooth lighting was enabled by default. 1.4.7. My first attempt at making a house that wasn't a wooden box. I mean, it's still a wooden box, but it's right here. So, yeah, I'm assuming, I don't know how far back we're gonna go, but I sort of know already because I'm the one that's recording the episode. But, anyway, oh man, I just had like a huge cough thing right there. This is my 1.4.7 world. Now, I have like explicit coordinates in this world, and this is when golden apples, I was so fascinated with them, even though they were really, really useless back in this time. I mean, they still are really, really, really useless. This was my first farm that wasn't actually that dumb. Man. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. There's not even anything in my ender chest. Oh man, a diamond block. Can you believe it? I actually had diamonds. And an attempt at an enchantment table. This is when it was still 30 levels. That actually didn't change until 1.8, so there's that. Nether wart farm. Potion stuff in here. Everything was so basic back then. Oh my gosh. This is before I organized my chests. Okay, at this point I'm willing to admit that most of this is an act, because it's probably getting really old by now, but still, this is actually a genuine reaction for me going back to these worlds, because I don't remember, like, any of the stuff that happened in here. I don't remember, like, for example, I just have a very basic idea. Like, I remember that there's... Oh, the sound doesn't even stop when you pause it. I completely forgot that ever even happened. Yeah, I mean, I just remember the cocoa bean farm, and that's pretty much it out of this entire world, but this took me months. It wasn't just... I did it all in, like, months. The world I have now took months, and this took me months before. What's even in here? Is there even anything in the nether? But, oh man, baked potatoes! You still do 3 food meter things. Man, I loved it when they did that. That was so cheap. And they actually gave saturation before whatever. Like, this was when jumping and sprinting, man. You could jump and sprint, like, forever and get away with it. And a cake, I was still obsessed with cakes. But yes, I just sort of spawned on an island in this world and said, screw it, let me do it anyway. And I do have a village and I do have other stuff in this world, but sadly I've lost the coordinates to those because I transferred computers and I had them stored on a notepad file. I sort of never actually brought the notepad file over here, so... Yeah, there was a village and all that stuff, and I eventually figured out I wasn't actually on an island after all, because of course, there's jungle right there, and I didn't notice it until I had my render distance on far. This might seem really silly, but, I mean... Like, there's just a lot of stuff I used to do that I don't do anymore, that I kinda wish I still did. Like, you never ever see a wooden plank house with regular glass anymore. It's always hardened clay with like cyan stained glass, and like this is the icon. I'm saying like a lot, another subliminal message, but this is the sort of house that was the iconic thing for me, and now I never ever do it anymore. And as we keep progressing through these worlds, you will actually see that is really all I did. I just built houses out of wood and regular glass, because regular glass was all there was, and at a time, in fact, the next world we're going to visit, or the world after the next one we're going to visit, that was the only type of wooden plank there was. Yeah, out of any tree, the only wooden plank you could get was oak. That was it. And that's it. There's the entire world tour right there. Are you ready to take me to the next one, dude? Because I'm ready. And here we are. Let me turn this down again. Oh, man! Do you hear the grass sound? When you walk on grass, it sounds like you're breaking it now. I remember that. This is a world that I actually named 1.2.6 Survival because I didn't really know what snapshots were back then. And I sort of kind of assumed that the snapshots were going to be Minecraft 1.2.6, and that wasn't really true at all. I was like, man, I got the snapshot. It's this new fancy thing that I'm so not used to the sound not pausing when you open up the thing. Ender chest? Whoa, 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 wait. There's something in here. There's something in here. I remember writing this. I was planning on, look at how I spelled. Yeah, there are gonna be a lot of spelling errors in here, because this is from, like, 2012, or something absolutely ridiculous like that. If you're wondering what the texture pack is, it's Bordercraft, because I used to do that a lot, but let me read this, and try not to laugh as I stumble over my abundant spelling errors, because I was, like, 12. This is my most nostalgic adventure of late. I was not expecting this many memories to fly into my mind at this very save file. Notch, Jeb, and C418 have done a great job on nostalgia. I know that people say that I'm too young for it, but Minecraft has done it for many people as well as I. It's only been out for 2 years, but the memories it makes people experience are dear to them. This game brings out the greatest memories in our lives we can ever remember. This game is like a friend to us. So, again, I must say thank you to Notch, Jeb, C418, and all the other Mojang developers that made this lifelong survival game, Minecraft. Dear stupid thing, today nothing happened. I put some other stuff in this thing, so I'm gonna tell you my adventures in this weird place of stuff. Today I built a house in this weird majestic land, so I have done other stuff, and now that's it for now. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually me when I was 12 writing that. Oh, man. Yeah, let me just turn the music down even more. This game had more of an effect on me than I think it probably should have. And the portals blew, basically. The reason why there's all this random crap all over the place on the textures is because Minecraft couldn't really handle this high of a resolution. I know, right? Like 64 by 64, impossible. It couldn't handle this type of resolution back then, so it just sort of said screw it and screwed up all the textures that it felt like screwing up. Most notably the stone. As you can probably see, it has like fire on it for some reason, and you can see through it. I just sort of assumed that was a natural part of the resource pack. I'm not really sure why, but it obviously wasn't. So, wheat farm. I didn't know that you could leave a piece of dirt not next to water and it still works. See, I didn't do things practically back then. I didn't do them based on what would work the best. I did it based on what I felt was the best. So, like real animals, I actually put water in here, so that, you know, they wouldn't die. I knew that they didn't need it, I just put it in there anyway. Because, you know, I was actually creative back then, and if you haven't figured it out yet, the sort of Herobrine thing, yes, I am breaking the fourth wall terribly here, because it is getting a bit old, and you've had to suffer through my terrible acting long enough, but Herobrine is sort of supposed to represent the thing the reason why I'm trying to figure out why I got bored of this game all of a sudden. And I think I'm figuring it out as I explore the past worlds more and more, because I'm getting an idea that I used to build a lot more creatively and a lot less actually... Oh, I remember something. There's something under this house. Yes, I just lived in a crater for the longest time because a creeper blew it up and I never really did anything about it. So, yeah, look at the stone. It's so screwed up. I don't really know why that happens. I'm guessing there's probably something in the... Oh, man! It doesn't even... When you select something in your hotbar, it doesn't even, like, put the text there. I completely forgot about that. Oh, this glass, my first piece of emerald that I ever mined was, like, right there. This was when an emerald was a new ore. A new ore was huge, because they hadn't added one for, like, what, 10 versions? Ever since Lapis was added, they still never even had a new ore, so... Yeah, that was huge. Man, Bordercraft was also my first resource pack I ever used and ever installed. Sadly, the world that I used it on got deleted because my stupid 11-year-old brain raged, and I was like, it'll show them by deleting my own world somehow. Yeah, that'll do me good. Yeah, you know, so I can writhe about deleting it later. Yeah, that'll do me real good. Look at the moon, man. Also, using texture packs is something I completely forgot about. Ever since 1.6, ever since 1.4, I haven't really ever used texture packs that much. MC Patcher and single player commands are probably the two things that aged the worst, because both of them don't do pretty much anything now. Oh man. This was when you couldn't even sprint upstairs, and I have to adjust the sound every single time. But this world right here, this texture pack you're seeing right here, was actually... I would just go on Planet Minecraft and find random texture packs and install them and use them. And this down here... You know my favorite mob in the entire game? You know the one that I'm obsessed with constantly, that I made farms out of constantly? This is the first farm. Void Fog. I haven't even seen that in a long time, and that was just removed. Yeah. This is my first slime farm. I got all this glowstone because I looked at tutorials. I would follow tutorials exactly, because I didn't know how anything worked back then. I would just look up stuff, and I actually thought you needed this much glowstone, because they just did that to be fancy looking, and I just did it myself, because I was like, huh, you must really need it, because I had no idea what I was doing back then. Oh man, the lagometer, you can't turn it off. There's a ton of redstone, 22 diamonds. I was very, very proud of myself for that. And this was the actual version of the texture pack I played on. Yes, this. Oh man. Everything looks so basic. I love it. The chicken isn't even textured, and I didn't even care. I just left all these ores in here, so I don't even know my way out of here anymore. This was sort of my area back here to wait in for the slimes to spawn, because I eventually figured out that the farther away you got within a certain distance would basically raise the spawn rate, because I was a noob and I didn't already know that you had to go far away to get them to spawn. But let's walk calmly up this giant thing to see what happens to be next in here, because I believe right now we're in a desert. There's not even any biome thing. The F3 menu is even so basic. You can't jump off of... Wait. You can't... Oh my gosh. You can't jump off of the top of ladders. That's very weird. We're going at this all in the wrong order because I started my slime farm. But this right here was my first attempt at actually getting to the end legitimately and killing the Ender Dragon. This area right over here. That was my Enderman outpost, and because of the fact that I didn't know MC Patcher was a thing, I thought the Endermen were supposed to be specifically white, like they were in Bordercraft, but that was just because I didn't have MC Patcher, so I would turn that on, and then they'd all be white so I could see them. So, yeah, little little bit of pointless backstory there. Oh man, pressure plate! We got a 1 iron ingot, man. Take that out. Finally, after, what, like 3.5 years, that iron ingot has been taken out. This was when I was still obsessed with cakes. Oh yeah, as you can see. Now, I actually found... I had more than enough. I actually legitimately got 2 stacks of ender pearls without looting in this world, which took forever. But then I found out there was a dupe bug, and I just used that to make even more ender pearls, and then that's when it got crazy, and then... That's the reason why I don't cheat today, because I figured out what effect cheating could have on preserving worlds, and just to, you know, sort of say it wasn't a good one. Oh man, oh, I remember these zombies. Oh, I remember the zombies. Oh man. And I believe, yeah, for whatever reason, the minecart track was over here. I believe my minecart's probably on this side. Yeah, okay. So, hopefully the creeper still isn't following me. I can get in the minecart. Man, look at this fancy redstone. Look at how fancy it is. Oh my gosh. That was intense, man. That was intense. First minecart rail of all time. Yeah, I was... Oh, you can't shift to get out of it. You had to click on it. I'm gonna turn down the sound even more now, because there are sheep everywhere. Yeah, look at this sheep farm. Look at it. 2012 is just like oozing all over this world. Of all different colors in this very obscure shaped. A ton of mushrooms too for no reason. I was really obsessed with cakes. That isn't a dupe bug. I legitimately got all those cakes for no reason. And I also followed the tutorial exactly on this thing and this thing, because of course I didn't know how any of it worked. This is an automatic melon farm, which I thought had to be done exactly like this, with the glass exactly like this, because I had no idea what I was doing. And I sent a redstone current in plain view, super fancy, all the way in here. And of course, I was obsessed with slimes, and I loved the texture pack because I had slimes on the pistons. And yeah, whenever there were melon or pumpkin, this was when I actually figured out how to use repeaters. Ridiculous, I know. And yeah, the pumpkins look screwed up too. And this is actually legitimately how many bookshelves you needed. This is not an overstatement. And let me just go in here real quick. Oh wait, that's already enchanted. That's already enchanted too, do I? Alright, look at this. Look at how the enchantment system works. Does anybody else remember this? Because I freaking do. 49. You could get level 50 enchantments, and they would be even worse than level 30 enchantments are today. It wouldn't tell you anything. It wouldn't be super easy on you. It would just be like, oh hey, spend hours grinding from only mobs, because that's the only thing you get experience on, to do a level 50 enchantment and not even know what it's going to give you. And that's why all my freaking tools sucked. And I used to actually keep Bane of Arthropods because I thought it sounded cool and I didn't know what anything did, even though it's obviously really terrible. And what is this? I'm getting more and more of the vibe that as time progressed, oh yeah, Netherrack also looked like water, and I thought it was supposed to because it was all fancy and stuff. But then I figured out, yep, once again, MC Patcher wasn't working. I don't even have a skin. Relevant. Okay, there's a story behind this stupid golden apple. So, I made this golden apple with golden blocks. Golden blocks. I went into the nether and I killed zombie pigmen for golden blocks. It took me like 3 real-life days. Not actually 3 real-life days. I don't know how much it is. I'm just guessing, and I'm probably exaggerating a lot. But I made a golden block from golden nuggets that zombie pigmen had, and I sort of used it as a way to farm XP and get gold at the same time. And I eventually saved all the way up to make a golden block golden apple. And actually, really, 2 days after that, I think it might have actually been the day after, they released 1.1 and it made golden apples have golden ingots, or golden nuggets, to craft them instead. So I essentially wasted 71 golden no, yeah, 71 golden ingots. And I was not happy about that at all. At all. I just brewed pointless potions. Of course, the bricks are screwed up. That's what I thought they were supposed to look like. There's an actual loading bar. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. This was the only world where I really did anything with the nether for. For example, netherwort could only grow in the nether. Yeah, you couldn't make a netherwort farm in the overworld. You just had to sit there and wait for the netherworts to grow. So that was really fun. And I actually built a little nether brick house right here. With a really ugly doorway, as usual. This was my first attempt at making anything that actually looked good, and it was a huge fail. Another golden apple right there that I crafted using nuggets that time. Oh, man. I used to even have a pet zombie pigman back here. A pet zombie pigman. I think I named him Winston. I had a Winston in 1.8.1 beta that was called Winston the Sheared Sheep, but then, this is just a random story. I deleted the world because mobs weren't spawning because of the stupid mob spawning glitch in 1.8.1, and I deleted the world because I thought that somehow Winston the Sheared Sheep was causing the problem, so. Yeah, that was stupid. Probably like my 4th world ever. I named Winston after Quash 2. This is where we start off in this world. Now, this world's timeline is a little bit confusing because I started this world before the last one, but I ended off on it after the last one. Yeah, weird. But you might be wondering, why do I have a full suit of diamond armor? Why do I have this ridiculous amount of stuff that I obviously never had? And the reason for that, I'm just trying to adjust this to the exact right volume, is I completed the world. This was the world that taught me not to cheat, because it sort of showed me what happened when you did. There was a dupe bug in 1.1 where you could just set items on the ground, pick them back up, close out of Minecraft using Alt F4, go back in, and then you'd basically have an item duplication bug. And I used that to duplicate everything. Now, you haven't seen it yet. There's a... yeah, that. That I built in survival, but I'll explain that later. So, for now, let's go to the thing I was closest to, or I am closest to right now. This is the first mob spawner that I used to make a mob farm. No glass, no nothing, just this area right here. I followed another tutorial exactly as it said it was going to be, because I didn't know what to do. The skeletons go down here, and they get stuck in here, and they suffocate. I mean, really, this was the apex of what the Minecraft community figured out how to do back then. There wasn't any of this crazy mob spawning crap, it was just skeletons that you could suffocate in water. And that was it. And here we are. So, yeah. Look at how much I cheated for. This world was perfectly legitimate and fine before I cheated for all this stuff, but it had good reason. It had good reason, but we will explore that in a second. Now, this was my first attempt at a piston door. Look at this thing. The levers inside, I had to put 2 for the door, and because I didn't know about piston quasi-connectivity, I didn't really know what to do about that either, so... So unorganized. These are my actual chests that I didn't manipulate at all. I didn't cheat for this. This is before you could breed dogs. You can even breed them. I just found all these guys in the wild and tamed all of them. And random jukebox again. Iron that's been in these furnaces for probably about 4 years. My first wheat farm. I actually am kind of proud of this area considering I built this like 4 years ago. I don't actually know how I managed to get this to look organized at all, but for a sugarcane farm and first real wheat farm, this is a perfect example of how newbie I was back then. Holy crap. I knew that there's supposed to be an enchantment table here, I don't know where it went, but I knew you had to put bookshelves around enchantment tables, but for the longest time I never figured out that they couldn't be touching. So it would be like, oh, enchantment tables can get higher up and stuff if you just put stuff around them. This was also when efficiency worked on anything, even if the tool wasn't right, so that was really cheap. And I put the enchantment table right in the middle of here, and I thought it would work. And because it said Silk Touch 1, I thought that you had to do a level 1 enchantment to get Silk Touch, just called Wooden Planks, not even Oak, because there was nothing else. Yeah, I was really a noob, so I just kept doing level 1 enchantments after I beat the Ender Dragon over and over and over again to try and get Silk Touch. Yeah, it was stupid. So there's supposed to be a minecart over here. I don't actually know if there is or not, but we'll also get into that later. This area over here is the reason why I cheated. This is the reason why I looked up a dupe bug and I looked it up. The reason why I looked up a dupe bug and I looked it up. Oh man, you never would have guessed. So, first of all, a custom map built in survival. I did not know about MC Edit or MBT Edit or pretty much anything that would change your game mode back then, and there weren't commands. You couldn't just type in commands and change your thing, and I didn't know how to set up a server either, so none of that was happening. I was basically stuck in a game mode because I was too dumb to look up how to do otherwise, so I always wanted to make a custom map in survival mode. That was like the biggest thing I always wanted to do. So I set it upon myself. Over the course of 3 days, I dupe bugged the crap out of the whole game, and I built this. A survival custom map. I'd built many creative custom maps before. This was the best redstone I could do. Yeah, that. And, oh man. That was it. I was huge into trying to make parkour maps back then. I spent so much of my time trying to experiment with maps until... Nowadays, we just have command blocks. You could literally do this just with command blocks now. No effort at all. Just command block, command block, command block, blah, blah, blah. It's not even interesting anymore. And then you go in here and then be like... Now, when you're supposed to open the door and press this, the pistons are supposed to push stuff into it, but they already been pushed into it. So, more parkour here. Let me see how I anticipated... I don't even know what that does. Oh, I didn't know sticky pistons, so I would press that, and then I think you'd have to like go over here, and then do something, and then you'd have to go over here, and be like dupe, and then be like dupe, and then be like dupe, and then I raged trying to make this jump, so I just put a dirt block there, and then dupe, 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 and then... This room, I'm not risking trying to jump across this because I don't want to die, but this is a lava room. Yeah, I actually legitimately got the lava too and placed it and everything. It was ridiculous. See, I'm just going to build my way up here. There's even a creeper right there, so I'm not even going to attempt to go that way. Oh, of course, it's standing right next to the doorway. Let's see if I can actually get this guy off of here. Alright, doorway. Now, this was the final room. And I can't exactly remember... Oh, crap, there are creepers everywhere. And I also raged trying to jump here. You can see how many times I made mistakes. Jump. Jump. I don't want to get blown up by a creeper, so... I don't know what that does. I think what I was supposed to do... Let me see here. Oh, yeah, and then you're supposed to go down here and go that one. Oh, yeah! You're supposed to go to each side and do all the redstone and stuff so that a door would open down here, which is already open. And then let me go through this and go up here. And that's it. That is the map. It took me so long to do that, and I had to cheat and duplicate the items and basically ruin the world. And something I haven't yet went over... There's one last important thing. I did have an Enderman Seeker before. Like I said, I just sort of sat there and searched for Endermen all day. But the knockback looks so awkward. The zombies, oh my gosh. Just all these little, wait, let me get hit again. And you bounce up so weird. All these weird things would happen. I don't know, this game just seems more like Minecraft to me, back now. Back now, makes perfect sense. Bane of Arthropods sword, as I said. I had Bane of Arthropods because I didn't know what it did and it just sounded cool. This, I also mined out. This took me 5 hours. if you want to know for some random reason, which I'm guessing you don't, I was watching SSOHPKC's first playthrough of Minecraft during this time. 5 hours! I just watched the series like twice, and then did something else. But this was my attempt at a slime farm. I didn't look anything up, I didn't do anything. I just sort of mined down here and hoped that there would be a slime chunk, because I needed sticky pistons for my map. And if I didn't have any, I didn't have any, because the only thing that I was able to cheat with was a dupe bug. And if I didn't have any, obviously I didn't have anything to duplicate with, so... Oh man, there's a slime down here right now! Oh, hi, guy. You're not even making a sound, I remember that. I remember that. I even had a pet slime for a long time. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna kill you, you can just stay here. Don't follow me up the ladder and kill yourself, though. That'll be bad. So yeah. I mined out this entire thing, and then I just got bored and started exploding everything down here, and hoped that one day there would be a slime somewhere, and there was. And I was so happy. I got 4 slime balls. I was ecstatic. I was actually shaking after it happened, because I was like, oh my gosh, a slime. Oh man, and now you can just go to a swamp biome, 10 minutes, find a slime, boom. Here we are again. And as you can see this time, wow, it actually saved my sound settings. Minecraft Beta 1.8.1. This is the version I started off in. Yeah, I can barely say that I was part of Beta, the last version. I didn't even know this game had updates at the time. When 1.0 came out, I was so surprised. I was just like, oh man, an update! I didn't even know that was a thing! Random bone meal for no reason. And this is what the world actually looked like, with an even more previous version of the resource pack. Looked like that, not really sure why. All the ores, I thought this was supposed to be like a honey pot, but I think it's actually supposed to be a bag. I don't know. So, up here, we have our first decorative use of stuff. My first attempt at actually decorating anything. In here, got cake, because I was still obsessed with it. Wow, I'm hiccuping a lot right now, I don't know why. And yeah, I would just build floors for no reason, like this. This floor has no point, it's just here because it is. And I'd even build an observatory like this, right over here. Now, if you've seen my 1,000 subscribble special, then you know about this. But this was an observatory, and you see how I built this part out of glass panes? Well, I originally built this part out of them too, and I sort of didn't know you could fall through them, so I learned my lesson when I died from falling all the way down to there. And of course, there's no feather falling. I didn't even have any armor or anything, so it's pretty dead after that. And once again, that's it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Do you hear that? Do you actually hear that? That was so awesome. I wish they kept that in forever. Like, I realized the whole thing with like gender equality or whatever, but still, like that noise was just too good to remove. Now it's just like, it's like, what is that? We have impertinent. I actually had a typo, and I called it impertinent instead of important, and I just decided to keep it. Oh my gosh. For the majority of the world, it just looked like this. Because I didn't even know about smooth lighting, so we'll keep it like that. Now that right there, that's a scientist tower from More Creeps and Weirdos, because I came back to this world for like 5 minutes when I switched to 1.1, hence the snow everywhere, even though it's a taiga biome, which didn't have snow in 1.8. Decided it was a really bad idea, so switched out immediately. Sadly, mad scientists got a chance to build a tower and there's snow everywhere, but ignore those things. This is the earliest world I have access to. I do have some pictures and media files of other worlds that I took by accident and stuff, but this is the last one I actually have. The earliest thing that I ever did It's not the earliest, but it's the earliest, most memorable thing I ever did in this game. And I was obsessed with melons. I actually had a world before this that got corrupted because I was about to die in water, and I turned off my computer instead of just letting myself die for some reason, because the battery's in my mouth. The battery's in my mouth, exactly. I need to stop commentating. The batteries in my mouse went out, and I couldn't exactly get out of the water. Or it was in my keyboard, so I couldn't swim up. So I panicked and shut off my computer, and when I went back on, the world was corrupted, and I had just planted melon seeds. And I really wanted melons, so I made it my goal to get melons, and I did. I was so proud. I was so proud. Random wheat farm. Random swimming pool that froze up because I switched to 1.1 like a dummy. Food and cooking supplies. I guarantee you that that is on purpose. I did not spell that bad when I was 11. I spelled pretty bad, but I did not spell that bad. I was a weird guy. This is all I had. I didn't even know you could farm animals, because of course in 1.8 you weren't even able to. So that was all just by running out and killing random stuff. Oh yeah, down here. My secret access into the super secret melon house. That was all I could get back then. Was that paintings? I'm surprised I even had those. Let's see if there's anything else that I can remove in here after 4.5 years it's been. Don't ask me what this room is about. I don't know why I went up and then down again. I just sort of... My brain dodged the idea that I could have just not put stairs here for some reason. Random tools. Oh, yes, yes, yes! Whenever I would get iron, I wouldn't save it. I would automatically make all of it into tools, and I wouldn't even save any of it for anything else, because I'd be like, huh, I'm gonna need the tools one day, right? So I don't need any of the iron anymore, huh, ha, ha, ha. Once again, with the random observatory idea I always had that never worked out. Don't know what the point of that is, but I can barely ever manage to get through it. There's my pool. A bed that's sitting precariously on a ledge. There was also a function back then where if you slept at night, it wouldn't just say there were monsters nearby. If there were monsters that were capable of spawning, it would just spawn one, wake you up in the middle of the night, and scare the crap out of you and probably kill you. It was actually really... I don't know why they took it out. It was a really good mechanic. And this... I didn't even know about coordinates. I didn't even know about coordinates back then, so I'd build a giant wooden tower so that if I got lost, I could find my house. Didn't really work, but I did anyway, so... All the memorable vanilla worlds. I had many, many, many modded worlds, but those are just way too precarious to go through, and installing mods would be such a hassle, and vanilla Minecraft is what this is all about. And... Herobrine or not, I think that me delving into these old worlds is sort of giving me a way better idea of why I'm bored of them now, because what I was used to when I started this game was just experimentation, creation, doing whatever you wanted to do with the least that you possibly had. I mean, look at this. Look at what I did with these wooden blocks and these random glass blocks. It might look freaking terrible, but I had a great time doing it. Because I would just do whatever I felt like doing, and the slogan for this game is, I don't actually remember what it is. It's something like, the world is your canvas, or the world is supposed to be a blank canvas, but now it just seems like an uncreated blueprint, you know what I'm saying? The community has narrowed down designs to such specific things that it doesn't even seem like you're any longer able to really make what you want, because there's always something that's the best now. And there are so many people that play this game. The more people that play it, the less content it has. That seems really weird, but it's true. The more people that play the game, the less experimentation you're gonna get out of it. And because this game is so widespread now, you can go on the internet, you can't even escape it anymore. You go anywhere, it's just Minecraft, 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 constantly, all over the place, everywhere. And I'm not helping that at all, am I? No, not. I'm making the problem even worse than it already is.
Until just a little later. Oh wait, I guess I have to do that to get past these spots.
So, I mean, really, if this game wouldn't have got as popular as it did and I was still playing it, I still would have done a series on it. I still would have been I probably would have been even more devoted, because I would still be experimenting like I was back then. Today, everybody would be if the game was as popular as it was in 2011. I had to find out about it through the creatures, which was just a miraculous bit of something where I looked at SSOHPKC's Mario hacks for some random reason in my brain, and then decided to click on this game. There it was. That's the only way I found out about it. I didn't just go on every web page ever, and it was Minecraft.
We're gonna go and find some coal. I'm just kind of waiting for the sun to rise. I definitely need to go to a cave.
And now the game is so overblown and widespread that it just seems like you can't even experiment anymore, because you can't. It's just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again now. To me, at least. So, yeah, going back through these worlds, I've sort of noticed how my trends have gotten stiffer and stiffer and go down pretty much the same path now. It's gotten narrower and narrower and narrower as I've sort of progressed, and now it's at a point where it's just a tip. It's just a tip. That's all I can do. It's just this little sort of point of stuff, because I've cleansed everything else out, and I couldn't even build like this if I tried anymore. I really couldn't. I want to be able to. I want to be a noob at this game again, but I can't be one, because I know what I'm doing already. If I could get amnesia just for this game, I would, just so that I would have a chance to build like this again. The experience curves don't even have special sound effects. As of now, I can't, though. Which means that as far as, if you say going your way through all the content in the game, if you say that finishing a game is playing through all of its content, then I finished this game. I have completed the express purpose of experimentation in this game. The experiment was over a long time ago, I just didn't realize it. And now I think it might be time to move on to more things. Doesn't mean that Minecraft is completely done forever, but the series is. So there's your answer here, O'Brien. That's why I sorta am stopping. Look at how huge the stars are, man. That's why I got bored of this game. That's why I'm stopping now, even though I could. It's because this. So I'm afraid that I am going to say, for realsies this time, one last time, I'm gonna have to say sayonara. So bye.
That was hard.